Hello students. So today the topic that we have with us is manure. We need to talk about the manure. So whenever we talk about the crop production, I can say, or the development or the growth of the crop, so the manure plays a very important part, and that is why it is very important to study the manure. So what is manure? Manure is a partially decomposed organic matter that is derived from the plant and the animal waste, which is added to soil to restore its fertility and mineral content. And it is something which is prepared by the decomposition of cattle excreta, which is generally the cow dung or buffalo dung, and so does the plant waste. Now, first and the foremost thing that you need to remember here is you're talking about decomposed organic matter. Organic matter is something which is made up of carbon compound. Okay, and that is why the cattle excreta or any kind of excreta which is related to the cattle and the plant waste are the rich sources of the carbon compounds. So that is why you're utilizing that. Okay, like same, the plant and the animal waste is also considered the same thing, because not only it has the presence of the carbon, it also has the presence of hydrogen, it also has the presence of nitrogen, it also has the presence of minerals as well. So at the end, what it is doing is it is trying to restore the fertility of the soil, and so does the mineral content of the soil. Okay, so this is why the manure are very important. Now, what are the advantages if you use the manure? So what you can say again, nutrient is the very important thing for the development of the crop. So it will enrich the soil with nutrients and the organic matter, and especially something which is very natural. It is not something artificial, it is natural. It is giving the organic matter, which is again a very important aspect, because organic matter is like giving the humus to the soil, not the humus, I'm sorry, it is giving the humus, which is a very important part when you're talking about the fertility of the soil, because humus is directly related to the fertility of the soil, and presence of the humus can directly, or presence of the organic matter you can say, can directly improve the physical characteristic of the soil, like increasing the water holding capacity of soil, and presence of the other nutrients as well, like inorganic and other different types of minerals as well. Then we have the other advantage, which is food for soil organism, because it is a carbon matter. So again, the bacteria and the fungi and the earthworm are something which is actually depend upon such decomposed organic matter, because they consume those decomposed organic matter. So these are involved here as well, and actually involved in the fertility of the soil, because bacteria, fungi and earthworm are very important part of developing the manure as well. Then the stimulus is also the advantage, because the substance that are present in manure stimulate seed germination and plant growth. And why it is like that? Because of the presence of certain kind of the natural nutrient which is only present in the natural waste, I can say, or such dead and decaying waste of the natural products. Then the recycling is there as well, which means manure is helping the recycling of the farm waste particularly. What is a farm waste? You're using a cattle, so waste of the cattle, all the dead and decaying parts of the plants as well, you can utilize it. So all of these is a farm waste as well. So you're utilizing that as well. And reduction in the environmental pollution, because again, all of these waste is something, because this is a biological waste, so you're reducing them, so they won't collect it at a certain place and they don't cause the environmental pollution. So these are all are the advantages. Now, what are the limitations that are related to the manure as well? So the first and the most important thing is the nutrient content. The reason is, since they are natural, though they have like they are rich in nutrients, but not as compared to the fertilizers or the artificial thing, because again, the limitation or the amount of nutrient is completely depend upon the organism type that you're talking about. Then the slow release of mineral nutrients, because they are present in the dead and decaying part of that organic matter or the plant or animal waste. So it has to be gone through a certain type of a process. Whereas in fertilizers, it has been given directly, so the plant can take it directly. But now here it has to go through the process. Nutrient specificity as well is there. So it's like a certain type of a nutrient is present in a certain type of organism which are decaying. So that is also there as well. It's not like a generalized way of getting a nutrient. It is also sometimes specific as well. Manure needs to be applied to the soil in large quantities, which sometimes become difficult to handle. And again, the reason is the first 3 points that we have discussed, because we need to overcome the first 3 points. So that is why we apply them in a very large quantities. And again, because it takes a lot of time to make them, so that is a very difficult thing. Being needed in bulk, the transport is a very important thing, which is another limitation for the manure or the usage of manure. And manure cannot be stored beyond 1 or 2 months, because over a long period, it quality deteriorates due to decomposition of organic matter, because again, you are utilizing something which is already decaying. So if we let them decay and not putting them into the soil, so what will happen is, like, it will keep on decaying at the end, and you don't have anything at all. Everything has to be eaten by all of those bacteria and the organism which are depending on such things, I can say. Now there are different types of manure. Like, there are actually 4 types of manure, which is farmyard manure, compost, vermicompost, and green. So like, if you talk about a farmyard manure, the term itself is self-explanatory. You are using the farm waste. So it's like it is prepared from organic remains of cattle and the crop residues, like cattle excreta, farm litter, leftover over roughage or fodder. In order to prepare them, all you need to do is to dig a deep and a broad pit under a shady place, which will actually provide all the necessary conditions for to make the manure, and all the excreta and the litter that is collected from the cattle shed and farmyard organic waste are daily dumped into the pit. And because you are putting them into the shady place, what will happen? It will keep them moist. You have to make sure that it will be moist as well. And after about 3 months, what you will see, this organic turf is converted into that brown amorphous mass by the action of microorganisms. Now, if you talk about compost, it is again decomposed organic matter that you are getting from garbage, sewage, sludge, animal refuse, kitchen waste, fallen leaves, and vegetable waste. Here using a more waste which is not related to the farm here, but it is a general waste in your houses. And again, the process is almost the same. You have to find or make large pits where you are putting all of these mixtures of organic waste and allow them to decompose. And the difference here is, in the farmyard manure, you're not putting the soil over it, but here you're putting a thin layer of soil over it. So that will allow the growth of organism and does not allow the growth of insects. And in 4 to 6 months, the compost will be ready to use, which is rich in organic matter, but also in nutrients and farmyard, like comparatively to the farmyard manure. Then you have vermicompost. Again, it is pretty much similar to the what you can say compost. Only difference is you are introducing the earthworm in the heap of organic matter. Okay, an earthworm, what it does is it basically feed on organic waste, and once it utilize the 5% of its content and is utilized by the, I can say, earthworm, and rest of them is discharged through their body within the soil in the form of casting, or you can say it's waste. And these castings are very rich in nutrients, and that is why the farmers utilize the earthworm a lot. And that is why earthworm is also known as the friends of the farmer, because they are utilized for the same purpose. So these are separated and the compost is ready to use. Then a very new method is a green manure method, where you are using or you are preparing the manure by cultivating fast growing leguminous plants, which are like gram, beans, and all. Like here you can see sun hemp, cluster beans, horse gram, gourd or cowpea, etc. Okay, what you are doing here is you let the plant to reach a particular height, and then the field is ploughed, and these uprooted plants are mulched and left for about 2 months in the field. So you let them grow, you take the crop out of it, and like keep the plant within the field, and then you plough the field. So that plant will keep on decaying in the field or getting decomposed in the field and converted into the green manure. And this green manure riches the soil with nitrogen, phosphorus, and organic matter, which provides the nutrient to the plant, which you are again let them grow in the upcoming time. And also this will help in preventing the soil erosion and the leaching. And one important thing that you can remember about the green manure is, since you are particularly talking about such crops, so these crops have the leguminous roots, and these leguminous roots have the nodules, which allows the growth of nitrogen fixing bacteria, and those bacteria are actually utilized here for the formation of manure. So I hope this concept will help you to have the clear idea of manure, and this will help you as well. Thank you.